There's a lot going on around Russell Westbrook this morning, a handful of different storylines all colliding at once. For the most part, the reaction has been positive, with plenty of people finally giving him the respect many feel he's earned on his way out. Austin Rivers also chimed in with a fairly detailed take, and we'll dig into what he said in a moment. That said, not everyone was happy to see LeBron James show up in the comments on Westbrook's retirement post. Part of the frustration from some fans traces back to the belief that Westbrook's time with the Lakers is where his public image really started to take a hit. But rewind further back, before the Lakers, he was in Houston, and that's when guys like Skip Bayless started throwing out nicknames like Russell Westbrook and similar jabs. From Houston, he moved to Washington, had a genuinely solid run alongside Bradley Beal, and then eventually landed with the Lakers, and that's really the point where the narrative around him shifted. That's when his role changed too, bouncing between the bench and the starting five depending on the night. After the Lakers came a stint with the other LA franchise, the Clippers, and he wrapped things up playing alongside Nikola Jokic in Sacramento. Now, that entire chapter of his career is officially closed. I don't want to spend too much time on the LeBron side of things. That conversation's already been beaten to death elsewhere. What I actually want to zero in on is Skip Bayless, because what he put out was on another level entirely. He kept going after Westbrook, kept dragging his name through the mud. His video last night was genuinely excessive. I'm not even going to play the clip here, but the short version is he was going after Westbrook hard on the exact same day the man announced he was walking away from the game. That's precisely what Austin Rivers ended up addressing. Let's get into what he said.
Get this off my chest, right? I feel like it's my job. The game needs me just to provide a little bit of light, a little bit of positivity in this negative verse we call sports coverage, right? My dog, Russell Westbrook, just retired, right? First ballot Hall of Famer. First off, shout out to you, man. Congrats on your retirement. Just an unbelievable player and even a better person, right? And I'm seeing everybody give him his flowers now. And I'm like, where that been at? Because y'all been talking crazy about him for years, belittling him, diminishing his ability and his greatness. And y'all don't just do it with Russell, y'all do it with James Harden. You do it with Kevin Durant because he switched teams. LeBron James can never do enough. Y'all used to do it with Barkley and Malone because they didn't win. The list goes on of guys, right? It goes on. And I ask, how do we create a positive sports culture for our athletes? It's not just basketball players, it's all athletes. Because social media is a superpower. Anybody just has the ability to just get on their phone and type something directly to you with zero accountability. And it creates this negative force around our athletes. Like, man, they're great with all the hate. Could you imagine how much greater these guys would be with more positivity around them? Sure, we need a little bit of hate for the chip on our shoulder, but damn. Like, man, and I'm not saying we can't be critiqued. I'm not saying we can't be ridiculed. Listen, to a certain degree, we're professional athletes. We get paid millions. It's part of the job. I get it. But whoa, it's constant. It's negative. It's all the time. And then we got to wait till something negative happens, till somebody retires, or God forbid, something horrible happens to give them their flowers. Give them their flowers now. You're late. You're late. You know, it's funny. I'm walking the other day down the street. This lady asked me for a picture, and she ends up saying, "Oh, I grew up in Houston, and we used to watch that team you were on, and all you guys had great teams back then. Da 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 da. We were season ticket holders. Blah 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 blah. But we're not fans of James Harden. He never brought us a ring." And I remember laughing it off and walking to my car, getting in the car, and being like, "Whoa, like damn, the gall, the audacity, the entitlement of this woman." But she stands for fans, right? You belittle. As if James wasn't an MVP, like he didn't have the whole city lit. The whole city turned up. We were contending, and no, we didn't win, but so much goes into winning. A great front office, a great ownership, great teammates, timing, luck, good health. This dude was bad. Scoring champ, like I said, MVP. He was so bad, he had guys guarding behind him. Ricky Rubio was behind him looking like me at prom dancing on something. Y'all gonna do this with Devin in Phoenix? You gonna do this with Donovan in Cleveland? The answer should be no, because these guys still pass the torch. These guys still put in work. They still shed blood, sweat, and tears for their city, man. There's so many greats. Winning is not everything. The ring culture is exhausting. I gotta make a different video about that. Just give flowers, man. Be more positive to guys. Don't.
There's honestly a lot of directions you could take this conversation. Plenty of angles worth digging into. But let's stay focused specifically on the journalism angle and set the fan reaction aside for now. You could argue there's a kind of twisted consistency in Skip choosing the exact day of Westbrook's retirement to speak up. He's not exactly flip-flopping on how he feels about Russ. But at the same time, a lot of people would call that straight-up clout chasing. Because honestly, that's become a recurring pattern with him. Same recycled talking points every time. The clutch gene. Okay, but what actually is that? He's never been able to explain it in any concrete way. And this isn't something new or something limited to how he talks about black athletes specifically. Go back and look at what happened with Troy Aikman years back, when Deion Sanders, Coach Prime or Prime Time at the time, called him out for it live on air. Skip had written in a book that Aikman was gay, throwing that out there with no real basis, clearly trying to shape a narrative around him. That same shock value approach to commentary is exactly what's playing out now, whether the target is LeBron or Westbrook. That's why I wanted to focus specifically on Skip tonight, because to me, this is the point where it stops being basketball analysis and turns into something else entirely. Now, obviously, this kind of content fires fans up, gets people going after Skip, adding to the pile of dislike aimed his way. But here's the other side of it. That same outrage drives clicks and views right back to him. It keeps a spotlight on him that probably shouldn't be shining quite this bright. I'm not trying to erase what he's actually built over the course of his career, but let's be honest, he's not really breaking down basketball at this point. He's producing entertainment. And that's exactly what these networks have leaned into for years now, because audiences tune in wanting that kind of content. So all the Westbrook jokes and little digs, that's the actual narrative circulating out there right now. And sure, people might say it doesn't really matter in the end, but even if it doesn't cost someone a roster spot, it still chips away at their public image over time. That stuff sticks. Social media amplifies it endlessly, and companies are constantly tracking engagement data. So if narratives like that keep building momentum, they can genuinely start affecting someone financially, even if that person's already made plenty of money in their career. Nobody wants to watch their reputation slowly get worn down like that. Let a player's decline happen naturally, if it's going to happen at all. But there's no need to go after someone's family name or legacy, the things that actually matter to them personally. On the flip side, we've also seen players benefit from this same media environment. Take Dame Lillard, for instance. When he landed on the league's top 75 list, I think timing played a real part in that, being highly visible right around when the list came out. That's not a knock on Dame's talent, because he's clearly an elite player in his own right. But staying active and visible right as a list like that gets released absolutely factors in. And you'll probably see that same pattern repeat with future generations too, guys getting included partly because of when a particular list happens to drop. Fast forward 100 years and I'd bet the same thing plays out again. So yeah, players can genuinely benefit from all this media attention too. There's a lot of talk about how brutal the 24-hour news cycle can be on athletes. And sure, that's fair, it can wear people down. But it cuts the other way as well. It puts more people in your corner, more voices ready to defend you publicly and instantly. I remember Rich Paul once making the point that Michael Jordan never had to deal with a constant round-the-clock media cycle the way today's players do. And that's fair, thanks to social media and everything that's come with it. But flip that around. Jordan also didn't have an army of people rushing to defend him in real time either, back when people were out there suggesting his gambling had something to do with his father's death. I'm not bringing that up to argue for Jordan or LeBron specifically. The point is, this whole dynamic cuts both ways. It can work for you or against you, depending entirely on how the situation unfolds. But that's basically where I'll leave it. Let me know what you all think about Austin Rivers giving Russ his flowers while he's actually still around to appreciate them. At least Russ gets to hear this while it counts. I've got no issue with players showing love while someone's still active. Obviously, you don't want to overdo the praise mid-career. But when it comes to guys like Skip, would you rather see journalists who've been hard on Russ finally show some respect now that it's over, or would you rather they just stayed consistent the way Skip has? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.